Hi, it's Jessie with Plan with Jessie, and I'm going to show you very quickly how I made this notebook cover using a Dollar Tree placemat. So this is it in its finished form, and the short version is that I just stapled it. But I did film some of the process, so I will go ahead and show that now. But basically all I did was measure and cut out the placemat to fit the notebook, including folding these over to tuck it in, and that way I didn't have to do strings in the middle. And then I stapled it, and then made a hole for this string to wrap around, and that was it. So here's the process of what it took, and it was really simple. I mean, it's not perfect, of course, because it's stapled. If I took more time, I could probably sew it, and it would look a little nicer. But, you know, I like to change my planner covers all the time, so taking a few minutes to make this and using this for a couple weeks is, you know, that's sort of what I like to do. So that's it. Enjoy. Let me know what you think. So you just want to take whatever notebook you're using, Moleskine, Rhodia, Leuchtturm, and sort of lay it out flat, and then you can just measure around it so that your cover is an exact fit. So I kind of bent up the sides here to see how big I wanted the edges to be to tuck the covers in, and then just folded them down to give myself an idea of how I wanted to do it. I ended up not having to cut it at all lengthwise or widthwise, only across the top to make it shorter. So I didn't show it there, but I just traced along the top of the notebook so that it would be the right height, and I'm just cut across the line that I drew, and then that makes it exactly the right size for this particular notebook that I want to use it for. So there it is, cut down to the correct size for this notebook, and I just double check that it's going to fit by just putting the notebook in there, making sure that I made my cut appropriately, and looking again at how big I want to make the edges. And then I just tried to push the edges down, tried to make the crease a little bit deeper using just the back of the scissors. By making the crease a little bit stronger, it made it easier to staple it and have it stay stapled. So you just want to do that. The material is not too hard to work with. It's not super stiff. It's pretty flexible, so it didn't give me too much resistance to making the crease stronger there. So now that that's done, I just need to start stapling. So I'm using a long arm staple that I got for making notebooks, but you don't really need it for this project. You can use a regular size stapler. This just happened to be what was within reach. And I just stapled along the edges. As you can see, I just popped one up there. But just along the edges, along the top of each section where I'm going to stick the book in. And it's not, you know, anything too complicated. It's just staples. Yeah, and it's holding up pretty well. This was about a week ago, and it's still holding up pretty decently. So then the only other thing I needed to do was make the hole to put the string, the corded elastic in to wrap around. So I just folded it in half and sort of marked where I would want the string to come from, about the center of the spine. And I just made a little mark there. And then I'm using my Martha Stewart punch. I can't remember what it's called. Screw punch, hole punch. It's off of Amazon. You just apply a little bit of pressure and it pops the hole right through. And then the cording I'm using is the same one I've used in every other Fodori notebook cover video I've made. It's also from Amazon. It's just called elastic cording. And it's actually really inexpensive to get that giant roll, and I'm nowhere near finished using it, and I've made quite a few covers. So you just cut a length that is approximately the size you'll need. You can always recut it if it's wrong. put both ends in and then tie a knot on the inside so that it doesn't pop back out. And usually you want to double knot it so that it's big enough that it's not going to come out back through the hole. So now it's ready. You just tuck the notebook in either side, like so. You have to kind of bend the notebook a little bit because the edges are not quite as flexible as fabric. And then just wrap the elastic around and it's done. And that's it. Thanks.